What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? Here I'm in the West Village. I'm about to hit Bank Street right here. I think I'm turning right. Yeah, it's just beautiful down here. It's just amazing. I think the apartment's gonna be right here. I think. Let's find out together. So this video is about John Lennon. John Lennon's final days here in New York City. But I want to start off with a location that probably not a lot of people know about, or maybe you've never seen. Maybe know about it, but maybe you've never seen it. John Lennon is famous for the Dakota. We're going to be going there in this video, where he was tragically murdered in 1980. But when he first came to New York City, Yoko and John were living at the same Regis Hotel. But then there was a band. Remember the band Lovin' Spoonful? Their vocalist, once they got successful, he bought a building here on Bank Street. And in 1971, he rented out the top floor to John Lennon and Yoko Ono. And they lived here for about 16 months, I think. So there's a little known, it's very, very unassuming from the outside. You would not know that one of the biggest musicians of all time, at the time, was living here probably, but also now. People driving by, I don't think they know, but here it is. So this is where they were living before they went into the Dakota, right here. This is where are we? 109? We got 107 there. It's pretty sure that says 113 Bank. Wait a minute. We're figuring this out together. I thought it was 105. It says 115, 113. Huh, wait a minute. 111, 109, 109, 107. Where's 105? Yeah, it's not the building I thought, and it looks like it's it's this one right here. Wait. Well, he had just recorded this doesn't have anything to do with anything, but I know Imagine had been out, and Sometime in New York City was the only album that was released while he was living here. They moved out in 1972 after they were robbed, and apparently they would go to the neighbor's house to use a phone because they're afraid of being wiretapped. But the apartment looks very, very different. Hold on one second. Needless to say, it looks a lot different than it did just a few years ago. So they've painted the bricks. I guess that's how they do it. I have no idea when I go to this. This is the building here on the right top floor. Yeah, I just have to keep looking at photos of it because it just looks so different now. But I mean, 2 doors, a window that's done up, but everything looks somewhat the same, but it's been changed. But this is the correct address. And it looks like what they've done is they've matched all the buildings to look alike a little bit more. So that's why that building stood out before. So when I was looking on the street earlier about doing this video, I was always thinking it was that one because it's white, like I've seen in all the pictures. But no, it's this building right here. And you can see they are separate buildings. So yeah, John Lennon was living there. Wow. John and Yoko on the top floor. And the Lovin' Spoonful, the singer was the one who rented out. It looks pretty nice inside, I can tell you that from here. Wow. So that did not start out the way I expected it to, this video, because I expected to see exactly what I saw in photos. Normally I like to see things for the first time in person, but I was looking up, I knew that he had another apartment here, so I had to find it, then I saw the pictures. And yeah, so I didn't expect to start the video by being confused, but oh well, that sometimes happens. There's the apartment right there. Now we're gonna go up to the Dakota and piece together his final hours, December 8th, 1980. But yeah, 1971, 72. John Lennon and Yoko, right there. Okay, let's go all the way. It's far. We're gonna go. We're gonna come back to this location. This is the Dakota, December 8th, 1980. John and Yoko started off the day posing for Annie Leibovitz in their apartment for a famous, I believe it was Rolling Stone, the Rolling Stone cover, with his leg draped across her. And then they left late afternoon for the record plant. Also, after the photo shoot, John Lennon gave what would be his last interview to San Francisco DJ Dave Sholin, a writer named Laurie Kay, and record producer Ron Hummel for a music show to be broadcast on the RKO radio network, and you can hear that online. All right, we're gonna have to, I wanna cross the street to give you a good look at this building right here. See all the graffiti on the side? That's formerly the record plant. That was where the recording studio was that John Lennon and Yoko Ono left for. Now, of course, as they left the Dakota, they stopped, signed an autograph. John Lennon signed a copy of Double Fantasy for Mark David Chapman. And then they came here. They were working on a song that for Yoko, it's called Walking on Thin Ice. I believe John plays the guitar on that track, and they were mixing it here. So I'm trying to find the exact where the entrance would have been. I think it was a little further down, but this graffiti is incredible. It's been here for years. I think they switch it up, but the record plant is no longer here. But this is about maybe 15, 20 minutes if there's no traffic. You're coming down, you're coming south from the Dakota. So, late afternoon, probably 20 minutes. This is the building that they were in. How wild to see. So I think the entrance would have been up here. Okay, so at 3:15 here. Well, it's actually a theater here. I didn't know that. Record plant was a little further down. Oh, well, here's the plant. This is 3:21, it is.
They've shown him there.
We are gonna go inside. I'm gonna show you the lobby and the mural inside. Wow.
What you see is that all those artists that's there, they recorded in this building.
All these artists,
Yeah.
Lou Reed,
Yeah, Rolling Stones, Backstreet Boys, John
Lennon,
Hendrix,
New York Dolls.
Sonny.
Wow. The original lobby of the record plant. How awesome was that? So, a gentleman who works here brought me in and gave me a lot of history of the place. I didn't ask him if he would be on camera or anything. It was just like a conversation. But he's like, yeah, take photos, take pictures, whatever. So Sony Music now has some studios here and there's rehearsal space. The amount, She's So Unusual, Cyndi Lauper, that was recorded here. I think Walk This Way by Aerosmith. So many classic albums and songs and amazing artists have been here. But yeah, we were talking about John Lennon and all that, and I actually informed him about, it was the final place he was at before he went back to the Dakota on December 8th, 1980. Isn't that wild though? So that was the actual lobby. Those are the doors he would have walked through. I'm assuming maybe this back door, but I don't think so. Yeah, Alicia Keys was just here the other day recording something. He said Alicia Keys used to live across the street. I don't know which building. Oh, just incredible. And he might be watching my video now, and thank you, man. Thanks for just letting me in there. That's it. New York City, don't believe what you hear. I was just at another location and I got inside. You'll see a video come on that soon. Just by asking, and I called and emailed ahead for something. Didn't hear back, but then talking to people right in person, so nice. I'm telling you. New York, what's great about New York is they preserve a lot of their history and their pop culture history. Unlike a certain city, LA, that doesn't. like they don't tear down things really. They build around or build up on. But very cool. All right, we got to go back up to the Dakota now. All right, here we are back at the Dakota. It's right across the street, and there's the entranceway. I've been here many times before. Let's go across the street, take another look. So before we go across, I should mention earlier in the day, of course, he posed for a famous photo with the man who would later shoot him, Mark David Chapman, right at that entranceway. So as they return from the recording studio, this is where they were going back in. And Mark David Chapman was waiting for them, and he shot 5 shots into John Lennon's back right here, and he died on the way to the hospital. It was right here. So here we are, right down there. You see lots of security. It's a very, very, very tightly run building. This is the entryway. They're used to people being here filming, taking pictures. Of course, the cover for Watching the Wheels, John Lennon's single from Double Fantasy, right in this location, shooting this way, going this way. You see John and Yoko coming. They're shot this way. Now his album Double Fantasy had already been out, and it was doing okay. Wasn't a smash, but of course after this happened, after the incident, it became a huge, huge success. Now, John Lennon, there was no grave for John Lennon, but there is a memorial across the street, and we're gonna go there right now and take a look at it. But most people, they go to Liverpool for John Lennon locations, Beatles locations as well, of course, but for John Lennon. But a lot of people come here. I'm surprised there's not more people standing here right now. And then they go across the street. And that's where we're gonna go. Let's go. Walk, there's the Dakota right there. Across the street now, we're gonna walk in and go over to Strawberry Fields, take a look. See a lot of stuff here about John Lennon. Buttons, all sorts of things, pictures for sale. And we're walking up to the memorial right here. You see a lot of people here, wow. And always, every time I've come, there's flowers in the middle. It says Imagine. Yes, it says Imagine. Right here. Some musicians out here. Alright, so that was my video about the last day of John Lennon. And here we are, Strawberry Fields, absolutely beautiful. Beautiful here. Every time of year, there's always flowers. And people here in the winter, people here in the summer, all the time. Right across the street, like right there is the Dakota.
As I want it to be.
There. Alright, thanks for watching. Rest in peace, John Lennon. Love you all. Peace out.